Now there are some new realities as it relates to healthcare and the disability pensions and so on. Now this guy here basically, this is the Oxford guy that has been giving me some problems. Out where I recycle and I do some parking, he hadn't been around, but apparently the other person who had priority over me, the man just said after him, it's me. If he's not there, it's me. But the priority guy didn't like me because of a variety of things. So he contacted this guy here, his old friend, and brought him back. So he started to interact with the manager's mom and uncle. And right away, he started saying how he needs more money to buy milk and all that. And they slipped him in. Puerto Rican, of course, they slipped him in. And they started accusing me of a variety of petty stuff and tell me, you got to go for me, don't come back. But you can't run me like that. I'll come back to see what's up. You know, it's like the lion. You scare the lion, he's going to come back to check what's up. So I come back and he's in. I never really quarreled with him. I never threatened him or anything like that. But yet, when he sees me around, he'd be talking to people in Spanish and pointing me out like I'm a bad guy. And I did him nothing. It's just that I didn't do what he has done. Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know him personally, but I inquired from individuals that know him. He gets about $1,000 a month from disability. And I think he has free housing. Plus, you know, he has a wheelchair and all that stuff. And what caused him to be like this, I understand. He had been using heroin, injecting himself in the foot and so forth. So the foot developed gangrene and they cut off one above the knee. And the other one, they had to cut off parts that he had been injecting. And you see they have like cuts along his way, must have pulled out the vein or whatever. So he had been doing drugs, and he still does drugs, I understand. He does crack now. So he needs extra money to smoke his crack. And he put it over like he's disabled. And out there, he has the sympathy factor. People sympathize with him and, you know, they give him some extra money and so on. And he's so wicked. Now, he would finish working on Sundays at 5 o'clock. And what happens is that when individuals call the people in the past, you greet them, hello, hello, hello. When they're coming back, they're likely to give you some money. But if you hadn't greeted them, they don't feel obligated or they don't give you anything. Although you did what needs to be done, you watch the car, make sure nobody didn't damage the car or steal from the car or so on. So he will see me there and he knows that if he's going to leave at 5, and if I come in maybe at 4, some of the people that will come in after he has left will recognize that I've been there and give me something. He tells me I got to go. Don't come back here until like he's ready to go. So it means that the change of shift is going to be all those people that had come in when I wasn't there are going to just walk off and leave me alone. And then the others are going to start giving me some tips as they come along. And, you know, as I said once, the same guy who recommended him, and I had been second to, I understand he had a problem with the manager's mom, and they had run him. So I figured, like, the weekends he works, he's going to be off. Now, he had one weekend, which is Sunday, one day. So I said, well, I will take this Saturday, but I'll exchange it with him for the Sunday. He said, no, man. He said, look, if he isn't coming here on Saturday, I'll take that too. So he's going to have 2. So he has a big fat check coming. He caused his disability by drug abuse. And now he's also making a whole bunch of money out here, not even reporting it. So the government doesn't even know to cut back on his check. Because he makes at least $500 a month out there working. And I'm sure the government might say, well, okay, give us $300 from our pension so you come back to close to where you ought to be. He should be at home. He shouldn't be out here looking for work when he's satisfied. He's getting a good check and getting free housing and free all kind of stuff, free medical care and everything. And that's the problem. So the health care and the pension system is going to be burdened down with the avalanche of people who are right now in between good health and bad health because they're ruining their health with the various drug habits they have: crack, cocaine, marijuana, alcohol. Well, alcohol, they pay tax on that. Cigarettes, they pay tax on it, so that, yeah, it comes into health out. But these illicit drugs like cocaine and heroin and marijuana, no tax is paid. And so people are getting disabled because of the use of those. There's no income that had been taxed so that, you know, you could say, well, okay, we have this money that came in from this sale of these things so we could take care of business. No, I'm not advocating that we should, you know, get money from the drugs so that we could take care of these people who are coming on. It's going to be a bigger one than the people who normally are disabled. You know, disability is a big, fraud around. And I believe that disability should be for the extreme case. In many parts of the world, people with some of these disabilities they have are working. Well, of course, there's no work around them, so they figure like, I need to get a check, so they amplify their disability, go to some doctor, he certify them, and they get the money, and they're cool. One guy, you won't know what is his disability. He walks okay, he got the girls, he gets priority at things and so on, but nothing seems to wrong with him. Now, sometimes he puts on a limp and he puts on a black thing over his knee and so on, enough to get no check. He should go find a job. I mean, of course, nobody has perfect health, and if you limp a couple of times, as long as you do your job, no problem. So I think to save this disability program and so on, they need to be a little more stringent. And the doctors who are certifying these people, they should be sort of debarred from practicing medicine permanently. And it should be made clear that if your disability is induced by your own actions and from your, especially drugs and so forth use and heroin, where they tear up the body and they have to lose limbs and so on, they shouldn't qualify for nothing, because they need to understand that you need to preserve your health as much as possible and don't just cause a health crisis so as to get a check, or that will help you to get a check, or you qualify you for a check or something like that. I recall in Jacksonville, this guy, he had to go for the dialysis, and he's on the list to get a new kidney or liver, one of the two. And he's saying, man, you can't delist people at this drug use because they won't give you no priority. They should be able to do some investigation and find out what this person has been doing, because there are people who have been living a good life, but for no fault of theirs, develop some kind of problem. They have to get an organ. I think they have a priority over these people who are just wasting their life and health and drugs and so on. So this guy here, basically, he's so bold-faced, man. He's getting a big check. He's coming, he wants to fight with me. And he's putting people on my case. He told me that if I do him something, he'll get the guys around by Relief to come and maybe shoot me up or something like that. But I'm not going to do anything. I mean, even if they have to run me completely, he gets everything. That's no problem. I mean, I know he's going to die earlier, because the more money he gets, the more he's going to do drugs. And of course, he's getting closer to death. So I think the government needs to really examine this thing, because it's a problem. It's going to bankrupt the system. And people who worked hard and who, for no reason of their own, got harm and need the help, there'll be no help to them. These guys that kind of bring on their own problems, getting all the goodies,